Happy Saturday. Welcome back to the live. I hope everybody can hear me okay. And yes, Wu-Tang is for the kids. So let me see if I can adjust this. I thought it was good, but I don't want it to tip over either. So how is everybody? Hey Hannah, hey Lorna, hi Lindsay, hi Motivated Queen. How is everybody doing? I hope you guys had a good week. Hey Maddie, hey Bubbles. I'll be back with the regularly recorded videos next week. It was between my crazy allergies and then kiddo getting out of school for the year. It was just a hectic week. Hey Ronette, hey Kimberly, how are you? And also, I don't know if hopefully it doesn't look so bad on the camera, but like when I went to go get ready, my eyes were so bloodshot red. I was like, what happens? Cause like I maybe it was from when I was outside, like sweeping everything and knocking cobwebs down, but I looked like I smoked like 20 blunts, which I haven't done any of that in a year. So I was like, I wish I was as high as I look right now, but I don't know what happened. Oh my God, this week it was just so busy. Like even today, you guys, like I literally was like running like, cause I had calls all day long and then I had to knock down, there was like a bazillion spider webs and then wasps were trying to build a nest on my patio. So I had to get rid of those. And then I was like, oh my God, it's almost 3:30. And I like ran and took a shower. I got ready in like an hour and I was scrambling. And I was like, at some point, I swear to God, you guys will not see me with my hair in a bun. It's just that it seems like every Saturday has been wild and I haven't had any time to do my hair. Thank you, Donna. It came, all of my band shirts or artist shirts are always probably from Target. And yeah, I think every single one I have is from Target. I need to get a Nicki Minaj one and a Michael Jackson. So I was like, I have multiple Whitney Houston ones, but I need my Nicki Minaj one. I was kind of trying to wait to like get it as like a merch thing from like the concert to make it more special. But at this point, I'm like, I talk about Nicki all the time. It's only right that I wear one of her shirts. I wear her perfume all the time. Y'all can't smell me though. So we'll give people a little bit of time to get in before we start, but I just wanted to ask you guys, just because, you know, we're going to talk about Gunna later on, but do you guys think Gunna, like, do you consider Gunna to be a snitch for him saying, I was in a gang and taking that Alford plea? Like, do you consider that snitching? So hey, Hondro. Hey, Donna. I know, it was like, I don't know why, it just feels more special, like, when you get, like, an artist shirt, like, actually at the show versus getting it online or at a store. Yes, guys, remember to like, and if anybody is viewing and would like to join us, just make sure you are subscribed to participate. We have to do that so that we can make sure to try to keep the bots out. So hey Kate, well, allegedly, like, from everything that I was looking up, like, that's pretty much all he has done or said, because they said, like, keeps claiming, his lawyer, him, any paperwork that has come out, that it was just him taking his own responsibility and saying, I recognize that I was a part of a gang, but I don't admit to committing any crimes. So I don't know. I was just like, that's kind of a weird gray area, but I'm not in the streets either, so I don't know. So just like, I don't know, it's like everybody keeps changing the rules out here anyways, you know? So it's like what's okay for one person isn't okay for somebody else. Like, to me, if you're like a snitch, that would be like a Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. Because especially with Tekashi, you know, and I'm not saying that he was or wasn't justified. I'm just talking about him testifying against everybody. But he was also bringing up shit that had nothing to do with that situation and saying, Cardi claims blood too, and so does this person who's also in the industry. So I was like, that one you don't even have to question, right? Like, that's an outright like snitch. So listen, Boosie's got a lot of opinions. I don't know if I want to ever take Boosie's side on anything. So I know, like, Tekashi was like, I'm gonna take snitching to a whole new level and be the king of snitching. Oh my goodness. And listen, that is the one and only time that I will ever give Meek Mill a pass, is when Tekashi tried to fight him and called him a clown and all that stuff and was like, oh, he doesn't want to fight me, and he had all them cops around him. And I'm like, okay, really? Like, nobody would have fucking touched you, like, in that position, Meek or anybody else. And especially Meek, like, I gave him a pass on that situation because it's like, Meek's already had his own fair share of shit to deal with anyway. As far as legal stuff. So it's like, would you really want to put, after everything that Meek has gone through, would you really want to put yourself back behind bars because you smacked up Tekashi 6ix9ine in a parking garage with a bunch of cops around? I don't think so. So, hey Shay. But that's the only time that you'll ever hear me say that Meek was right in any situation. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. And also, guys, I've mentioned this a few times, but it's just because my notifications were blowing up because I made a comment about it on It's On Site and they penned it. But Spirit was just saying Lizzo is having a really, really hard time, like, with her mental health right now. So send her some love and prayers, because she's definitely been getting just so much crazy shit thrown her way for absolutely no reason. And she doesn't deserve it. So let's all send some love and light to Lizzo, because I just feel horrible for her. Put it in the trash is so unpleasing to the ears. This is the thing that I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday. Why would you, like, put it on the floor or put it in the trash again? That's the worst fucking title for a damn song. Again, that's what you added to it. Like, why wouldn't you say, like, we put it on the floor and so now we're standing on it, or something that makes more sense? Like, that just seems so lazy to just call it that, and it sounds so blonde stupid in my opinion. But because you know why? This is what's pissing me off too. People get called ugly, stupid, dumb, fat, whatever, all day, every day on the internet when they're public figures, right? But why is it that every single time I get on Instagram, another one of these blogs is posting tweets that people are making that are super negative about Lizzo? Because that's what it seems like every single time I get on Instagram. It's like a repost. If it's not Candace Owens, it's like some regular ass person that nobody even heard of either. And it's like, so y'all are just adding to it by reposting it, because then you know your comments are going to be filled with hundreds more people saying, oh, she needs to just go starve herself or this or that. But then what would happen if she went and succumbed to what everybody's putting her under? and went to Colombia and got a bunch of BBLs and shit, then everybody would be like, oh my God, I can't believe that Lizzo went and got a BBL and drag her for that. Like, just leave her alone. Nobody dragged Adele for being big. Nobody gets dragged as much as she does. And then people were trying to make the excuse, oh, well, it's because she's half naked. Everybody and their grandma is half naked. Y'all don't be dragging Carisha for being outside in a thong all the damn time. So why is it a problem when Lizzo does it? It's just because she's big. Like, leave her alone. And Lizzo literally is the like most unproblematic, uplifting person in the industry. She's not sitting there fucking pushing Satan down your throat, fighting with everybody. She minds her own business and makes cheerful music. Like, leave the girl alone. So, oh my God, I saw that Carlos Yolanda Saldivar Jr., whatever the hell we want to call her, I saw her making like this. It was some freaking, I think it was a part of her live or something, and she was talking about, like, she was saying how hard it was for her to write part of her verse, trying to rhyme and make sure that there was enough words in the line. But she kept saying we. I'm like, yeah, we, because you didn't write that. And they probably were like, Carlos can't say this many words because she's illiterate, so we gotta dumb it down for her. But on top of it, I was just like, I've never heard anybody that talked about like their writing process talk about it in that way. Like, usually somebody, when you hear them, it's like, oh, I got the beat. And so I was trying to rhyme words that went over this beat, or like I was trying to like ride off of what this person was saying or match it with the hook. No. Oh, I was trying to figure out how many words that should be in a bar. Okay. And a week to write that? Okay, you mean it took a week to get it back from Partisan? Because he was busy. Anti-freestyle, we already covered Sweetie and YG previously. We only cover the people that are on the topic for today. So, well, we're calling her Clandis Owens now. It's Klandace. Hey, Pauline, welcome. She so exposed herself. Wait, Carlos won Songwriter of the Year. Oh, I forgot about that. Ugh. I'm like, really? There's so many millions of other people in the industry that do actually write that they could have gave that to, and you honestly would have thought that they would have given an award like that to like Taylor Swift or somebody. Well, this is the thing that I don't understand, and I said this in my Patreon earlier too. Okay, everybody knows that in the industry, the real money is from being the writer on the song and the production side of things. So if your husband supposedly writes his own raps, why are you depending on like outside people like Partisan to write for you? Like, why wouldn't you want your husband at least to be the one that's writing for you, so that way you're keeping those checks in your households? But remember, like, for a long time people were saying that like the Migos, like it was Quavo and Takeoff that were really writing everything. And now I just believe it, because it's like, why do they always have to find other people to write Carlos's songs and Offset isn't the one doing it? Especially because it's not like she makes super complicated music. So if you were supposedly like this great rapper and writer yourself, like it literally, it shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to write her a damn song. So, well, it must be juicy fruit because, but I'm just saying, I also feel like Offset isn't the big writer that he claims to be either, because look at the music that he's put out. Like, nobody's really been all that interested in it either. So, dude, Latto's verses weren't even good. And this is the thing that gets me about this damn song. Both of you have the same common enemy. But instead of dissing Nicki, because y'all wanted to act like you're badasses, you're fucking dragging Coi Leray and Ice Spice and Akbar V of all people. Like, what? I know there was like little sneak disses at Nicki that didn't even really hit and went over most people's heads because it was just thrown in there as part of the line. What do you have on me? A couple years and a couple bodies? That's stupid. And also, Carlos, if you told people what your real age is, then everybody would know that you and Nicki are almost the same age anyways. So... Well, and they were acting like they were so tough and bad, and it's like he still didn't put any freaking names on anything. So, get over it. Yeah, I was like, can you really be calling somebody that old when they're only 3 years older than you, Carlos? Come on. Because she's not. She's in her late 30s. Oh, that's the thing too. It's like, even if they both really are the ages that they claim, that is actually sad. Because they look much older than she does. So, hi, Lily. Exactly. Shit, I was like, I feel like she busted more shots like in the Pound Town 2 remix than they did in this collaboration. So, oh, they all lie about their age and they all lie about what sign they are too. So, literally every last one is. She's the female Chucky. She really is. So, I can't see Carlos being a Leo, though. She wouldn't be so freaking scary if she was a Leo. She'd have too much fire energy in her to actually, like, confront somebody. That's why their faces look like that. Listen, she's running around pretending to be my sign. You know how embarrassing that is when people like want to be like, oh my god, Kim Kardashian is such a Libra, or of course Cardi did that. That's such a Libra thing to do. I'm like, stop comparing me to them. I'm like, stop blaming that on being Libras. None of the Libras that I know are like them. Unbalanced Aquarius. Yeah, or a Cancer. Like, one of them really unbalanced, super emotional ass Cancers, where they're just like emotions overtake them and they can't like think logically, so they'll like go murder somebody and then be like, I didn't mean to, and start crying because they didn't think anything through. They just had like a freaking emotional rage. So, oh my God, Libras get embarrassed so easy. There's no way that we would do any of the shit that Kim or Cardi do. Same here, Lindsay. I listen to a lot of older music from like the 90s. Well, that's the thing too, though. It's like you have to look at people's Mars sign. You have to look at their Mercury. Like you have to look at like a lot of different aspects in their chart. You can't only blame it on the sun sign. And especially because if somebody has like a stellium in their chart, like that would probably influence them more. So, you know, because a lot of people tell me I act like a Sagittarius or a fire sign, but I do have a Sagittarius stellium and a lot of fire in my chart. So that influences things much more than just the day you were born and what sun sign you are. But also, guys, let me tell you something. If you didn't know, stop looking at the Mars sign for your sex compatibility. Mercury is the god of sex. I don't know when everybody started looking at Mars for sexual compatibility, but you're supposed to be looking at Mercury because Mercury rules sex. So, just saying. Exactly. And at the end of the day, you can be the most fucked up or the best version of a Scorpio, a Cancer, whatever. It all depends on who you are as a person and the work you do on yourself. And if you choose to wake up every day and choose to do better and always try to keep growing and be a good person and healing and making good decisions. So that influences things too, because it's like you can meet somebody that's like the worst Aquarius in the world, and then you can meet somebody that's the best Aquarius in the world. It's just about you yourself and not so much your sign. So yeah, go. That's what I told you guys in Patreon. That's why I said I hate I can't stand most of this new age spirituality stuff that people keep spouting because people get it so wrong because it's been so twisted and messed with, just like the toxic spirituality and the bullshit about twin flames and all the other crap that isn't true that people keep using as excuses and reasons for everything when they're not. Well, and especially just look up the gods. If you look up the Greek and Roman gods, they all correlate with the planets. And so you can get an idea of what each planet represents by looking at the god or goddess associated with it too. And that's why, you know, you have to look at those things, but they don't, so. Ooh, you little freaky deaky leak. So, a high vibrational Scorpio is Anne Hathaway. I didn't even know she was a Scorpio. I don't know why I thought she was a Capricorn. I don't know like all the houses stuff, because I started learning about astrology and then realized how wrong so many people are when it comes to astrology. So then I started like researching other stuff of like what it's actually used for and whether it's even worth it or not. And if you join my Patreon, all of the tea is in there and you will see how it all connects back to the Satanist anyways. So let's stop talking about that. Which, by the way, as part of the 6K celebration, I did lower the prices for the Patreon, and you can join at any time of the month because your membership starts the day you join, so you don't have to wait for the first. But that's where I talk about all the Illuminati stuff and do a lot of spiritual things in there. We have a lot of fun. So, oh my gosh. I only got to listen to it very quickly because I've been insanely busy this past week. But I knew like I'm gonna have this stuck in my head on repeat once I listen to it a couple more times. So I'm like, I don't have any clients tomorrow and I am not filming any videos because Sunday is the only day of the week that I refuse to work. So I'm gonna listen to Pound Town 2 on repeat all day tomorrow while I do laundry and clean the house and stuff. But anyways, guys, let me see. We have 73 people in here and 21 likes. Do your girl a favor. Give me some likes. It is a free way to help the channel. And we will take a look at, first thing I wanted to take a look at, guys, is Akbar. Just a real quick like career read on her because I've been wanting to do this for a minute anyways. And Pound Town Sunday, that's what it's about to be, right? But Akbar is one of those people that it's like, she's so talented, but the drama is always like at the forefront of everything. So I just wanted to see like what Spirit says about like her career. And I know a lot of people want Nicki to sign her. So I will ask if Nicki is going to sign her. Don't worry. And then we'll take questions on the rest of it. So just give me a second. Why is everybody showing their damn feet all of a sudden? Can people please let me know? Because that's the other thing that I'm scared to open my Instagram because I'm going to see somebody's crusty, nasty feet show up. And I am not I want to look at anybody's feet type of person in the first place. So then when they're all like this, I'm like, no. Like, scroll, scroll, scroll. Why is everybody torturing me? That's like, remember last year when everybody was saying that they didn't shower regularly? Now it's the fucking feet. I'm like, why is this? Like, if we're gonna make things trend, let's just keep it to TikTok dances and outfits. Like, stop with the nasty shit trending. I've seen some of those guys' feet that they were showing was scary. Although, have you guys ever seen Kim Kardashian's feet? It looks like she has like 8 toes. Which is hilarious for somebody that's like as, so vain and stuck on perfection as she is, that she hasn't gotten a bunch of surgery to fix her feet. Because she's gotten surgery on literally every single other part of herself. And didn't her mom get like an earlobe lift or some weird shit on her ears done? So that's why I was like, I'm surprised Kim is still around here, walking out around here with them mangled feet that definitely make me be like, well, maybe she is a witch. Look at those feet. It's confirming it. I just don't like looking at feet. It's just like, it's not my thing. And then, like I said, some people got some really gross ones. But the same thing that I don't want to look at everybody's booty holes either. Like, that's kind of the category that I put it in. Okay, let's see. Okay, the first thing that's coming up is, like, Akbar has ruined a lot of chances for herself in her career because she gets so easily triggered and people can bait her into doing stuff. I know, didn't she used to be signed to Young Thug like a long time ago and then she slapped him or something like that? or he slapped her, somebody slapped somebody. I remember that. But because it's like talking about, you know, that she always, it's like she gets into this, like, she'll get low vibrational, immature people around her who know how to push all the wrong buttons. And then she lashes out, and then here it is. It's like, okay, well, now you're seeing your tower card moment come, and that deal that was being discussed is no longer on the table because you got in a fight with their main artist, or did some stupid thing that you shouldn't have done. I know that she is working on that. Spirit is saying that Nicki did have a conversation with her about, you know, because obviously Akbar, you know, has a relationship with Nicki, and she has made it very clear to her that, you know, Akbar has made it very clear to Nicki that she would love to get signed to her, but Nicki told her, like, I love you, but you have to, you know, tighten up. Put your nose down, work your butt off, stop going out there and getting into it with everybody. Prove that, you know, if I was to invest in you, that you're actually going to show up and do the work. And then we can have that conversation. Spirit is saying that it really is in Akbar's hands right now because she's showing up as the Queen of Wands, where it is going to depend on her. If she does the work, for sure, 100%, she will get what she wants and Nicki would sign her. But if she keeps going backwards and getting into all the drama and the fighting and not doing those things, then, you know, it's kind of like, I'll put you on a song here and there, but I'm not going to invest in you because at the end of the day, it's a business. You know, and as much as Nicki could love somebody as a person, it's like, it's my record label. This is my first time doing this. I'm the boss, you know, and so everything that you do is going to reflect back on me, but also, like, I have to make sure that if I put you in certain spaces, not only are you going to behave yourself accordingly, but that you're actually going to show up on time and you're going to do what's required of you. So, and Spirit saying, like, it sucks because, like, as far as Nicki's concerned, like, she wants Akbar to win really badly, too. She really does see a lot in that girl. A lot of potential. She has a lot of love for her, but it's like, you know, it's like, I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you, but I can't want something more for you than you want it for yourself. Akbar needs to be careful. There is a man that's coming in pretending to be all that and more, but he doesn't have the best intentions when it comes to her, because the moon card's talking about being shady, and that could definitely take her out of this space that she is trying to get into, which is the best version of herself. I just feel like there's a lot of tests coming her way from the universe. Because it's like she prays, she asks for things, but then she acts the complete opposite of like what it is that she's asking for. So the universe is pushing her to grow out of that cycle and testing her to see if she's ready to do it. If she does it, success will come her way because her ancestors are showing up of really wanting the best for her and really trying to get her to see that. So, Akbar, we love you. Come on, girl. I mean, you can tell Carlos off. Like, that's not going to stop her anything from it. It's the other things she does, like when she gets online and drags people's kids. You know, it's that kind of stuff that is where she gets herself in a bunch of trouble. So, alrighty, guys. What questions, and before you start typing them in, put question in caps in front of it so it doesn't get lost in the comments. What questions do we have about Yolanda Saldivar Jr., Karen the Mistress from Ohio, and Nicki Minaj? Because they're obviously going to drag this beef out to try to benefit themselves. So yes, thank you, Lindsay. Oh boy. But I mean, I told you guys in the last Nicki Minaj reading that I did that they're gonna try to reignite the hate train. It won't work, but they're gonna try. They're also gonna try to take Ice Spice down because everybody is extremely jealous of how much success she's gotten. And before anybody asks, I've already told you guys in a bazillion different videos, Latto's career is never gonna blow up the way that she wants it to. Where she's at now is where it's gonna be. The industry has very obviously shown us that they are putting all their energy and efforts behind Ice Spice and Coyle Ray at this moment. Of course it was not Bubbles. This was not a genuine collaboration. This was all about, number one, like, Latto can't get anybody else to work with her, if you guys haven't noticed that. Which, by the way, let me just say something. Let me fix my light because it's about to tip over. What happened to the bullshit knockoff Queen Radio thing that she was doing? Because somebody else pointed out to me, because, you know, I don't watch that. I can't stand Latto's energy or her voice. But somebody else was pointing out to me, it was supposed to be like a every week show, and they kept talking about how she was going to have all of these celebrities on her channel, and she had Chloe Bailey and then her sister, and she hasn't done any more shows, I guess. And they said that the views and listens were horrible for it, which I told y'all nobody cared about that or was going to pay attention to it. Because let me tell you something, and I've said this before too. It doesn't matter if people don't like Kodak Black. It doesn't matter if they don't like Nicki Minaj. Once you start making allegations about people and recording phone calls, that makes everybody else terrified to deal with you because they're going to be the next person that you do some shady ass shit to. And it's like, I don't care if I don't like those people. I don't want to be put in that same situation that you put them into. And sorry to say, but same thing with you, Mucus, Megan, whatever we call you. It's gonna be the same thing. That it's like people are gonna be scared of you because it's like, I don't want to go to jail. So, you know, and then on top of it, she was being, hold the questions, guys, and I'll get to those in a second. But on top of it, you know, she was being messy as shit when she had Chloe on there. And it's like, if you want to go have another celebrity be messy as hell with you, then you would just go on Carisha, please. Because at least that gets views and it will be reposted everywhere and trending. That's not going to do it if you're doing it on Latto's show. So, good luck to her. But, you know, that's the thing. It's like, number one, Latto wasn't going to get anybody else to jump on that dumbass song with her. Number two, hardly anybody wants to work with her at this point. Number three, it is that whole, oh, we have the same common enemy, so let's just jump on this together. And if you guys haven't noticed, let me give you some inside tea from Spirit that Spirit was telling me earlier about Cardi. So, Cardi, the reason why she keeps hopping on everybody else's songs and not releasing her own stuff is not only just because she's scared. She's trying to prove to Atlantic that she still can move units. Because obviously, look what happened with Hot Shit. It was hot garbage and didn't do anything. So that's why she's pushing everybody, go get this in the top 15 so I can release something. No, because Atlantic told you that they need to see that you can actually do something, and then they'll allow you to release something. And also, did you guys see that they're like literally giving those damn tickets away at this point? They're still not sold out, and they're using Ice Spice to promote them. So see, and that's the thing too. She fucked over Wayne, because when she made those allegations, look what happened. Everybody was looking at every single guy that ever worked with her or was on the album or was rumored to be on the album. And people were even accusing Lil Wayne of being the guy that said he wasn't going to do it unless she hooked up with him. And it's like, first of all, let's be real fucking honest. A woman who has no problems with screwing around with somebody else's husband anyways, if she thought that Lil Wayne was going to do something for her in her career, she would have been on her hands and knees pulling his dick out before he could even ask her to do it. So let's stop with that. So I already did a reading on Ice Spice, Lily. You can go back and watch it. But and that's the thing, like, girl, like, we're supposed to believe that you turned down some dude that told you that he wanted you to sleep with him so he would give you a verse. But you're sleeping with somebody else's husband, like, oh, we're going to believe that you have a line in the sand that you draw because you got these morals. Like, please stop. So... Oh, see, Cloud9, that's a good one. Or what is it? Latto's really burned all of her bridges. She's just so unlikable to me, in my opinion. Even before all the drama started around this girl, I just couldn't ever see it for her, because I was just like, there's something about her that's so fake and phony and unlikable. And then she started showing her ass. And I was like, see, this is what it was. So, you know, but I mean, honestly, her and Carlos are the perfect match for each other, because they both just like to start a bunch of crap with everybody. They should have just added Megan to the song to make it the trifecta of the people that nobody wants to be around in the industry. So what does Cardi... I'm going to answer these questions that are up here, guys, so don't add any more. Let me get through these ones first. While I do, though, why don't you all be kind and drop a like? So what does Cardi really think about Latto? Let's ask the cards real quick. Spirit, you tell me, what are Cardi's true feelings towards Latto? Thank you. And Spirit saying, as far as Latto's concerned, as her feelings about Cardi, she's just happy that there still is somebody in the industry that wants to deal with her right now. I wish Chloe Bailey would stop just being the nice girl and hanging out with her. I feel like Chloe's one of those girls that's just, you know, gonna be nice and be friends with everybody. But she'll learn her lesson behind that too at some point, because you can't just be nice and be friends with everybody in life in general, but especially in that industry, because people will definitely utilize that to take advantage of you and throw you under the bus the second that they can. All right, guys. Well, Cardi really does not like this girl at all. She really doesn't. We got the Ace of Cups in reverse with the Devil card in front of it, and then the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles. Cardi is faking the ever-loving F out of pretending that she gives a crap about Latto or finds her to be nice, entertaining, anything. It's literally, to her, it was like, I have to do certain things to get my career back on track. I also need money. So I'm going to sit here and smile and pretend like I'm having the best of times hanging out with this girl, but I can't stand her butt. It's something that I have to fake the funk and get through to benefit myself. Also, Spirit saying that Offset is the one that pushed her to do this. Like, she didn't even want to do it, but Offset was just like, well, Latto's gonna be off my album and I need you to do it, because it's showing about the marriage is him, his influence pushing her to do that. But they actually argued about it behind the scenes because Cardi really didn't want to do this song. Cardi didn't want Nicki to come back and just destroy her because she knows that she's hanging on by the seat of her pants. And if Nicki does come and release a diss track and just absolutely destroy this girl, it could really, not, you know, verbally destroy her, but it could actually really harm her career and really take her down a few pegs. And she does not want that right now because she's already really scared and anxious about everything else that she's got going on. So that's why it's like, there was that little teeny tiny line, you got a few years and a few bodies on me, but all the rest of it was like aimed at like people like Akbar. Because it was like, no, I don't really want that beef right now. I can't handle that. And she was scared that even if she didn't make it like pretty clear that like this was at somebody else, that people would, you know, make it into something that's like, oh, she really is dragging Nicki, and oh my God. And then Nicki comes back to respond. So no male rappers have come out to work with Cardi. Well, Connie and Dirk tried, and look what happens there. I wish RCA would push Normani like they push Latto. RCA is just so known for that, though. They did the same thing to Tinashe. Doja, I didn't know. Isn't she on RCA too? Which I'm surprised that they didn't hold her back and that they actually saw the value in her and pushed her. But RCA has been known for doing that to artists, like literally since the inception of their label. It's really strange. Like, they'll sign people that everybody's super excited about, and then like we sit there for 10 years waiting for them to put something out, and it's not until they get out of their contract and then end up with another company, and then all of a sudden we finally get something from them. So let me see. Okay, guys. I've said this before, Spirit doesn't want me answering any questions about any of Nicki's songs' chart positions, because people then are like, oh, well, a bunch of psychics said that it's gonna do good, and then they don't stream or support. So Spirit's just like, we're not answering those kinds of questions anymore, because then it encourages people not to do anything. But let me tell you something too. Do you want to know where Carlos also like really fucked up in all of this too? Is think about it. Okay, for when it comes to Nicki, you know, she wasn't very like deep into her career when the Grammy blackballing situation happens. So, and at that point, like, she had really built up like a good fan base for herself, right? So as Barb's we have always been conditioned that we have to fight for our life when Nicki does anything. And then billboards got involved and we survived the hate train and this and that. So we are well versed at this point that it's like Nicki drops something, we all know what to do. Go to the website, get the download, stream it, play the music video, buy this or that, do it on this or that day, you know. As far as Carlos's fans go, because Atlantic was paying for chart positions, paying for all this stuff, she didn't really spend a whole lot of time building an established fan base. They took it for granted that, oh, if she drops something, it's just going to go platinum. If she releases something, it's going to do good. So they never had to learn how to support her or were trained to do that. So they're screwed. Oh, yes. And I just have to say this too, you guys. I was looking up like all the bankruptcy laws in Florida because it is different in every state what you can discharge in a bankruptcy or not. And guess what? If you are in Florida and you do have a lawsuit settlement, you can discharge that in a bankruptcy as long as it isn't anything to do with alimony, child support, or a physical injury. So if Tasha had ran over Cardi with her car, then she would still be liable for that $4 million settlement. But because it was just slander and defamation, Tasha can get that written off in her bankruptcy. Now, how funny is it when you go back and you look up how much money that Carlos supposedly spent on that lawsuit fighting Tasha, which it at one point was like $400,000, and then people were saying on different things that it was like $1 million in legal fees that she ended up paying out. For her to get one $600 YouTube check. And now Tasha's filing for bankruptcy, and guess what happens too? Once you file for bankruptcy, that stops all judgments and collections against you, and everything gets put on hold until the bankruptcy is proceeded and over and a judge signs off and says, yes, all these debts are cleared, or we're only going to clear certain ones, or however like the outcome is. So in the meantime, Carlos can't get anything else out of Tasha until Tasha goes to bankruptcy court. Carlos can send her lawyers to Tasha's bankruptcy hearing and ask that they don't include the judgment and the things that they write off. But from everything that I was reading, apparently in Florida, the judges like kind of just let people write off like pretty much everything unless somebody has an extremely compelling case as to why not. So I was just like, well, damn, if I was ever going to file for bankruptcy, I'm moving to Florida too. Because they're a lot more lax in their bankruptcy court, and even just overall with like collections and judgments and stuff in general. Like I wasn't aware of that until I started like looking into it. And so, because in Georgia, if Tasha stayed in Georgia, she wouldn't be able to get it in her bankruptcy. Like she could file a bankruptcy, but the judgment would still stand against her. But because she moved to Florida and filed there, that's why it's just like Tasha was just like, I don't give a shit. I knew Tasha had something up her sleeves. Tasha's too smart. But that's why I was like, imagine spending $1 million on legal fees to get $675, and then that person gets to write it off in bankruptcy and you never see a dime of it after that. I hope she invested that $600 into something good. Dude, I was dying. Remember when they said that Tasha only had like $400 left in her Chase checking account? And she filmed herself going to Chase Bank and withdrawing it and said that she was going to give it away on her YouTube that night. Like, I'm sorry, but like, and you guys know, I always said Tasha went too far, but like, you know, and I always said the judge was going to rule against Tasha, but I never felt like Tasha should have to give Cardi $4 million for that. That was extremely excessive anyways. But the way that Tasha just is like makes a joke out of it, like I have to say it's very entertaining and funny. Girl, that's probably why Trump is there, because he's the king of going on what do you call bankrupt. And when is the Summer Jam concert? Isn't it next weekend or the weekend after? I mean, imagine though. Imagine what, like, imagine if Coachella was like, oh, we just sold out the weekend before Coachella was gonna start. That's not good. Even though you did finally sell out, that is not good. And the only reason why you actually finally sold out was because you started making it seem like Ice Spice was your headliner and giving away tickets and drastically discounting them. Oh, it's today? Oh my God, that's even sadder, you guys. I thought it was next weekend. I'm sorry, but we all know Nicki Minaj, if she was headlining something like that, there is no way that it would only sell out the day before after they discounted everything and practically gave it away. Like, that is really freaking sad. And what is Carlos gonna do? Get up there and headline and perform, put it in the trash, and tomorrow too? Listen, I still wouldn't pay $20 for any of them. I would actually see Ice Spice perform live, but I wouldn't want to see it at that show because there's literally nobody else that was performing there that I would want to see. So I would probably still feel like I got ripped off even if I paid $20, because then I would just only want to go when she was performing and then leave immediately. I mean, maybe if French Montana performed Unforgettable, I would stick around for that part. But that's about it. It's like, I don't care to see Lola Brooks or Glorilla. I definitely wouldn't want to see Cardi. So it's just like, that's just seems like it's still too much for me. But that's why I like solo concerts. Yeah. Or if it's like, I know this is gonna maybe sound ghetto or something, but like when people perform at the state fair, because at least if like it's somebody that I don't like I watch the person that I did like perform and then I can leave and go get a corn dog and see other people and go do other things, you know, like rather than just I went all the way to a festival and had to sit through a bunch of people I didn't care about, only because it's like you have to get there early and secure your spot. And then as soon as the person that I liked left, then I'm gonna be like, do I guilt myself into staying and watching and just feeling like, well, I did all this, maybe I should? It's not my thing. No, I said I don't want to see Cardi, Lily. I would not want to see Cardi. It's still not sold out. Most of the unsold tickets are front row. I thought somebody just said they said it sold out. Exactly, Lindsay. I could go sit on the Ferris wheel and eat a corn dog. So, okay, that's what I thought, Ronette. Because I was like, wait, I'm confused. Because everybody was saying it was sold out, and then Juicy Fruit said it wasn't. Funnel cake does sound good. You said you just went on there and it's still on there? Somebody is lying, or somebody needs to update the website. Okay. You guys can drop some more questions. I'm going to grab some more tea. Turns out Hot 97 lied. It seems like it. Oh, the bucket fries go hard. I know. What's your favorite, like, carnival food? So they are not. They lied. Oh my gosh. Okay, what did Nicki think about the diss? All right, let's see. I know funnel cake is really mine. I've made funnel cake before. Like at home. It's not hard to make, but it's like the process isn't difficult, but the problem is unless you have like your own deep fryer, it's hard not to like let it get too oily, if that makes sense, like because you have to, you know, fry it in a pan on the stove versus having a deep fryer to dunk it in faster. So that was the only thing, like, because we kept trying to do it and we just kept feeling like it was like still kind of greasy regardless. And my grandma was helping me, and my grandma was like a really good cook, and she's like, this would be so perfect if we had a deep fryer. But oh my god, you've never had a funnel cake? You have got to get one. They are so freaking good. Fried Oreos are good too. Ooh, apple cider donuts. Is that like, I've never seen. Okay guys, sorry. YouTube is being funky. It is a full moon tonight, so things have been so glitchy today. I thought it was me. But then somebody else told me that they got kicked off a live stream earlier. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not me. But just letting you know, if it disconnects, that's why. I don't know if you guys have noticed that either, that like it's almost like full moons like the past year like have been like just as glitchy as Mercury retrograde has been, and it hasn't always felt like that. No, it like stopped and paused and said I had to reconnect, and I was like, what the heck? I've never had that happen before. I had it kick me off completely off of YouTube last week when I was in Patreon, but like it's never paused and then said that it had to reconnect. So is it because I've seen like so many people having issues with YouTube lately? And at first I always assume if anything is going wrong tech-wise that it's somehow my fault because I'm so nervous around tech stuff because I don't know how to fix it. But then everybody else that I know that does YouTube has been telling me that it's been like really glitchy for them. And, you know, and then like I was saying, like the full moons have been super glitchy also. So it's just annoying. Okay, this is the first thing. Nicki, as far as like how she feels about this whole dumb thing, you know, put it in the trash. She feels like, oh, that was cute. Like, it was dumb the first time when Latto tried it, and now it's even more stupid with Carlos on it. It's kind of, what does Nicki say? Me and Papa Bear laughed at that. Like, that's really, like, how she took it. So, they don't know what they started and what they got themselves into, I will tell you that. It's gonna take a second, you guys. Nicki is not going to just run and jump in the booth to respond immediately. But we should know, given history, that's never how she's operated, right? Same thing when she had the whole situation with Remy Ma. Like, it took her a minute before she responded, but guess what? Because this is about taking the minute before we get a response. You want to bring your friends in? Oh, bitch. Guess what? I am bringing somebody along with me, and y'all don't know the hell that you have brought on yourselves. They're going to destroy them. And I feel like Nicki's been waiting for this to happen. She knew it was coming. She's been waiting for it to happen. She's already had it locked and loaded. I feel like it's been more like I've been waiting for somebody else to schedule to clear up so we can both get in the booth together and do our thing. Don't be surprised if we don't get Ice Spice back. But there's also a man that she's going to bring into this too that's going to say something about it. This is going, yeah. Red Ruby to Sleaze will look like a fucking nursery rhyme compared to what she's about to unleash on these hoes. I am excited. Girl, we might get Lil Wayne and Ice Spice on the remix. I'm just saying. Wouldn't that be awesome? She brings Wayne into it. Or Kodak. I was just going to say Kodak the second that I looked up and saw that Hannah wrote that too. Dude, this is the thing. I'm not a huge Kodak Black fan, but Kodak can rap and Kodak can fucking read you for filth. And Kodak does not give a fuck, and he will not let anybody play on his name, and he will call you out on your shit. So, dude, Roman's Revenge Part 2 with Kodak would be so good because I could so fucking see Kodak, like, being, like, his own alter ego that's, like, Roman's little brother or some shit. Or imagine, you know who else would be good for her to bring into? Eminem. Because remember, Eminem is good at ripping people to shreds. And Eminem and Nicki on the same track is always good. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm excited. Yup. Exactly. Because you know why? Because think about it. all of these delulu bitches in this industry all just see, oh, well, because it worked for Cardi, I'm just gonna copy paste. But look at, should we be even surprised? The industry is full of copy paste bitches. Everybody has the same body. Everybody wears the same hair. Everybody goes and gets surgery to look exactly like each other. Everybody's rapping about their coochie and their butt. Nobody is original and does their own thing anyways. So why wouldn't we be surprised that they wouldn't all go just try to do the same thing? Because it's like, well, Cardi has no talent, and what worked for her was fucking with Nicki, so I should do that too. That's what I'm gonna start calling them. They're all copy paste. So no, it only works for a very short time for Cardi. And honestly, when you really think about it, if you took away all of the payola and sympathy, it still didn't work for her, because none of the things that she did or achieved were ever organic. It was literally because somebody kept paying for it or making deals behind the scenes to put her in those positions. So I don't want Drake being on there, though. Drake is not that great at dissing people, and I don't know. I just don't feel like Drake is the one to go diss Cardi and Latto with her. Like, I feel like it needs to be Eminem or Kodak Black, because, like, they're better at that. So Drake's just in such a weird place in his, like, career and his era right now anyways. But Drake has never been, like, a great diss rapper when it came down to it. And I feel like, especially, like, Drake tries too hard to be too good with all the females, that it just wouldn't really, like, I don't even feel like he would want to do that. So I don't trust Drake either. That's the thing. I'm like, if she's gonna do any more songs with him, do like a little poppy, like, summer jam type of thing that we can all twerk to, but, like, don't put Drake on anything that's really serious or that we need to count on him for. So Drake is such a flip-flopper. Drake is only on his own side. Ooh, 50 Cent would be somebody good to bring on too. Like, she needs a dude that's gonna talk some fucking shit. And 50, we know, he will also read somebody for filth. Imagine she just, maybe, you guys, she should bring everybody that we've named. Literally just make it like one of those, like, massive songs that it's like a We Are the World, you know, where they had, like, all the top people that were, like, in the industry at that time. Michael Jackson, you know, Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, Lionel Richie, like, anybody and everybody was on that damn song. Do a We Fucking Hate You version. Get Wayne, get 50, get Eminem, get all of the, like, legends. And bring them all together for the most massive diss track of all time. Like, that would be so legendary. Then they would never stop calling Nicki a bully if she did that, though. But it would be hilarious when you really think about it. Like, you know what? Since everybody wants to keep fucking with me, I'm gonna bring out everybody that I am cool with and show you that people in this industry do like me, and they don't freaking like you, ho. Nas, right? Hey, that's the kind of petty shit my ass would do. Because at that point, it's not even a diss to you and Cardi anymore, Latto. It's a diss to the entire industry and everybody that's wanted to keep messing with me and saying shit about me. So I just have to say this, and then we'll move on and we'll talk about Gunna and then Young Thug, because I do have to get off of here at 6:30 because I gotta call somebody. Still, I have more readings to do tonight. I've been working since 8 a.m. Is that I want to see Nicki on a 50 Cent show, like a Power, even if she just comes in and has like just a few episode arc on Power. But like, I just think like Nicki needs to let us see more of her like dramatic side in a show or a movie like that. And I know her and Fitty really do like have a good relationship, and he always like puts out such good shows. So I would love to see that. So, oh, of course put Foxy on it. Oh, of course Nicki alone is more than enough to snap back at them. But I'm just saying, you know, because at this point, and that's the thing. I just want to say this. Why is it that everybody's always saying that Nicki's a bully, but people are literally ganging up to make songs to diss her, supposedly? Nobody's calling them bullies. And that's why, you know, like I said at the beginning of this live, people make up different rules for every single person. And that's why it's so hard to keep track of. Well, is Gunna a snitch? Is this person, you know, bad? What about that person? Because it's like, if they say it's wrong for this one, but then they'll let that one do it and nobody blinks. So, Ivorian Doll, I don't get anything on that, at least not anytime soon. Callie, I think it is coming, but Spirit saying not as soon as people were saying it is. So, I want Nicki and J. Cole on a song together. That's what I want. But, all right, guys, let's move on to Gunna, because like I said, I have to get off of here in 45 minutes. So, what questions do we have about Gunna? I am not super familiar with his music or much about him at all. Like, I don't really know any of the people other than Dark and Baby that he allegedly dissed on that song that he put out. So you guys put your questions and I'll ask Spirit, because I was like, I really don't know a whole lot to ask about him. Him and Chloe Bailey were never anything, so don't even ask about that, you guys. It was just a stunt for that song. And then Chloe took advantage of the stunt and said that she wrote that other song for him. She never wrote that song with him in mind. She just said that because it was convenient. And she didn't really want to say who it was really about. That album was not about Gunna. People keep like giving Gunna way too much credit. It was not. So I did not get a chance to listen to his song. I just saw Mob's World talking about that he dissed a bunch of people in it, and I heard a couple little clips on social media, but literally yesterday and today, like, I've been on calls with clients like from after an hour after I wake up until right before I go to bed. So I literally haven't had a chance to listen to any of the new music that's dropped yet. I wouldn't say Chloe lied for clout. I would say it was more, again, I don't want everybody to know who I really was going through a breakup with and who I really was dating and who these songs really were about. And because, you know, everybody thought me and Gunna had something, and y'all already decided that that was who it was anyways, I'll just let y'all keep thinking that, if that makes sense. But they make I tell you guys all the time, they make everybody be in PR relationships and do all kinds of stunts. Like, look at Moneybagg Yo and Ari are pretending that they're having problems right now because he's got music dropping. So, let's see. Alrighty. So, let me ask, how does Young Thug feel about Gunna right now? Thank you, Spirit. It wasn't anybody that we think it was. I don't think it was anybody that people really would know. I don't get names, but Spirit's just saying it's not somebody that people were even aware of her dating. Like, it was a very low-key thing, and I don't feel like the guy wanted to take it public. And now that it's over, it's like she doesn't want to give him the clout or the credit to, like, let people figure out who it is. Like, well, fuck you. You didn't want to claim me. I don't want you, like, riding my coattails by claiming it was you now that everything's over. It feels like it might have been an athlete, but it wasn't the Memphis Depay guy that she, people thought before either. And it wasn't a super long relationship, so okay. All right, let's see. Thug really was surprised because he didn't think that Gunna was gonna plea out like he did. Is the first thing that's coming up. Like, he thought, it's cool, we're solid, he's gonna, trust me, trust the process. And especially because Thug, felt like if Gunna doesn't fold and some of the other people don't take the plea, it'll be so much harder for them to not only prosecute me, but all of us. But now, it's like, I wasn't expecting that you were going to do that. And I wasn't expecting that basically everybody was going to start taking all these pleas. But you guys, these pleas are such traps. If you haven't noticed that, like, oh yeah, we'll let you bail out. You're going to be on probation for 35 years. So for the next 35 years of your life, you can't get a speeding ticket, jaywalk, forget to go to jury duty, anything, or your ass is locked up and you're going to have to face your whole freaking sentence. Like, they should just took the 12 years or whatever the hell or fought for their freedom, because a lot of these people are going to end up locked up and for way longer than they thought that they were going to get if they would have just fought the case or taken a different type of plea deal in the beginning. So, and that's why, it's like, of course, the court is setting them up. I'll tell you this, for whatever reason, logically, Thug knows it's gonna take a lot more people than just Gunna and his plea and anything he may have or may not have possibly said or did for if Thug gets convicted, right? But he does feel like if that does happen to me, you played a big role in that, and it is partly your responsibility. He does feel very betrayed, is what Spirit is saying. Also, I don't know if you guys have heard, because the whole reason why they keep denying him bail is because they keep saying that if he's out, he's gonna intimidate, threaten, or bribe people. But that's what's coming up, though, is that he was going to try to bribe and or threaten Gunna. And so it's like, I had a plan and he didn't follow through on it. But he's feeling very upset and very betrayed, and he is not at all happy that he has, you know, gone this route. I don't feel that he's gonna try to put a hit on him or anything crazy like that. It's more like, just like, damn, like, you were supposed to be my friend and you were supposed to be solid and you threw me under the bus, and that like hurts my feelings, kind of betrayal feelings. But this is the thing, you guys, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. This whole Thug and Gunna and all these indictments and stuff only goes to further prove what Kanye said was true. In that interview that Kanye did with the paparazzi in the back of the car, when he said the industry loves criminals and they will protect them because they can control them, and then the second they can't control them, then all of a sudden they're getting prosecuted. Because I don't listen to Young Thug or his music. Listen, this is a Weezy F household over here, baby. That's how we met Nicki Minaj in the first place, because it's always been Weezy over here for me. The fact that you tried to kill my boyfriend has always made me not want to mess with you, Young Thug. And then you were putting on wedding dresses and giving blowjobs to rifles. So that further made me extremely uninterested in any of your music, because he's always looked like a walking demon to me. Like, you know, some people, it's just like you have serial killer, evil ass, like demon energy to me. That's how Thug has always felt to me. So I've always been like, I don't want to like touch that. But I saw a few videos here and there, you know, since all of these indictments have started, where people have pulled old clips of old interviews, podcasts, things that he had done, where, like, you know, OGs were talking to him and telling him, you have to move smarter. Stop talking about the things that you're claiming that you guys are a part of in your music. Stop getting on Instagram and bragging about stuff. Stop telling everybody this is slime life and it's a gang and da 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 da. And he kept acting like he was untouchable and like what he was doing was okay. And I know everybody's like, oh damn, like the OGs tried to warn him. And I'm just looking at it like, but this proves Kanye. And then when people wonder why people like Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby even, or R. Kelly, or any of the other people that supposedly have harmed so many people got away with it for so long, look at people like Young Thug that have been bragging about the shit that they've been doing online and in music and on interviews for years and years and years. And then it's only until all of a sudden, what, the past year, then he finally gets arrested and indicted for it. Do you think no prosecutors ever listen to that? It's because he pissed off somebody in the industry, or he stopped making somebody as much money as he used to. And they said, we're not protecting him anymore. State of Georgia, y'all can come get him now. Because that's exactly how it always happens. That's the only reason why R. Kelly finally got prosecuted, was because he ran out of money to stop paying the police. And he wasn't making the industry any money anymore. That's it. That's why they finally went after him. So anytime that somebody gets arrested for something that they supposedly did 40 years ago, or all their crimes start coming out, trust and believe other people been knew what was going on. It's that they either pissed off the wrong person, or they're not seen as profitable anymore. And that's the only reason why justice is finally being served. So, ooh, Ren Fair, that's fun. So I'm glad you made it, Alexandra. Yeah, he gives off such demon energy. It's just, ugh, like he gives me the creeps. So I don't feel like he's as full of it now when he's on trial, though. I was like, what's happening? Did your demon abandon you for somebody that's got freedom? So Motivated Queen, the only reason why I even have a tiny bit of understanding of what the plea that Gunna took is because Lawyer for Workers and then another lawyer that I watched on YouTube like explained what the Alford plea is, where it's like you're not admitting to any crimes, but you basically you're agreeing though, like if they call you back, and I might be wrong, but this was my understanding of the explanations, is that it's like I don't admit to any fault or that I committed any crimes, but if I am called to testify, I will give any information that I do know to help you prosecute crimes. Something like that. So it's like kind of like I didn't snitch yet, but I probably will snitch in the future kind of situation. So how is Mariah the Scientist handling Thug being locked up? Let me see. Well, listen, Majestic, everybody has a handler, and Thug was Gunna's handler for a long time. And they love to emasculate black men in the industry, and the saying goes, sell your soul or sell your whole. So does that answer your question? Basically, Motivated Queen. That's what, like, that's the way that I think that they were explaining it. Lawyer for Workers has the video up on his Instagram. You can go look. I know people like to drag the guy, but my whole thing with this is, I'm like, first of all, I would rather a lawyer explain to me what a lot of this shit is than academics, right? Like, because at least, like, Lawyer for Workers, like, has a whole freaking education and career in this, so he, like, actually understands what's going on. He's not going to just talk out of his ass like academics does. So I would rather him explain it to me than academics, and especially because Ak is going to tell you one thing today, and then depending on who calls and threatens him or pays him, it'll be an entirely different story next week. So I only watched his coverage during the Tory Lanez trial, and that was only because I know people were like, oh my God, you watched academics. It's because Millie kept going on his show every night and giving the breakdown of what happened in court, and he did have Mo from Lawyers for Workers on there and other people who were in court coming back and reporting live. That's the only reason why I was watching it. Not because I gave a shit about academics, and as soon as the trial was over, I haven't watched anything academics has done since, and I never watched him before that. So that's been the saying, Motivated Queen, about the industry. Sell your whole or sell your soul. Because it's like, you're going to have to screw somebody to get somewhere, or give up your soul, or both, depending on how high you want to climb the ranks in there. So, and they don't care if you're a man or a woman. They expect everybody to do the same things. So, well, if all you do is sit on live and drink all day long, what can we expect from you? I mean, I honestly am concerned about the man's kidneys and livers at this point. So, okay. You know what's so funny? Mariah is definitely struggling with him being behind bars. She also feels like he's cheating on her in there, or he's going to. Like, oh, well, because you don't have anything to do all day long, so they got you locked up, it's so easy for you to succumb to because out of loneliness and fear and, oh my God, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of my life. It's so easy for you to start writing letters to ex-girlfriends and using your phone time to talk to hoes. No, she really thinks that he's going to lie to her and cheat on her in there. She's very worried about that. Yeah, it's especially, he has baby mamas, right? Thug, because I don't know like a whole lot about his life, but because he's coming up as the emperor here. But there is this whole like cheating with somebody that you have a baby with or were supposed to have had a baby with in the past, and this devil card here. And she's very worried about this woman from his past and whatever relationship or connection that they have with each other being reignited by like everything that he's going through, and it being like, oh, like she's probably reaching out to you to make sure you're okay and trying to support you, and it's so easy for you to remember that you still love her, and then I'm out of the picture. So listen, I'm not saying that he wouldn't cheat with other men in jail, but from everything that I've heard, they really do have him supposedly locked away from everybody because they really do think that he's a humongous menace. And that if they do allow him to have contact with anybody, that he will find a way to get, you know, messages out to the other people that are on trial with him. And again, coerce, bribe, or threaten people. So that's a big reason why they're also trying to keep him in solitary while he's going through the trial. So that's why I was like, really, any contact that he is having with anybody is like family and friends, not people that are in jail with him, at least not right now. Let him get out in the yard after he's sentenced and it might change, but I don't put anything past a man that wears a pink dress or carries a purse. Do you remember when the Migos came out and they were all wearing blouses and carrying Chanel bags? I will never forget that. It just makes me laugh every time I remember that. So that and them fighting with Joe Budden does sound like I was left off of Bad and Bougie. And listen, if you guys have never seen, look up when Joe Budden chased a car full of Drake fans. He literally chased that car like he was a freaking pit bull. It was crazy. That's why I was like, out of all the people, I wouldn't want to have to get into a fight with Joe Budden. Like, he is known for effing somebody up, and he really will, like, come after you. Like, he don't play when it comes to that. Oh, thank you, Stig. So, Joe Budden is definitely a true Jersey dude, and he don't play. He don't care. So... So, all right, let's see. We'll ask about Jerica. Spirit, what can you tell us about Jerica and Young Thug? Thank you. She left him, right? She's so pretty. Like, I was so surprised, like, that she would be with him, like, when, because they kept talking about like his girlfriend, and then like I finally looked her up one day and I was like, but she's so pretty, why would she be with him? So dude, that was what was so funny, is that the car couldn't even freaking outrun Joe. Joe, like, actually caught up to them. Like, I was dying laughing. And he wasn't even out of breath or nothing. He was ready to rip that door, the car door, like, off the hinges, and the kids inside were freaking out. But listen, they kept going up to his house and throwing shit at his house and fucking with him. So it's like they got exactly what they asked for. Like, don't show up at somebody's house and try to mess with them like that. So drug buddies. Who is drug buddies? I swear though, like, the same thing when people were saying that Chloe was with Gunna, and I'm like, really? Have y'all looked at him? Chloe really likes that. I was like, girl, we can get you somebody so much better. Like, not him. I was just like, no way. I mean, I don't want her with Quavo either, but like, at least Quavo's attractive. Like, I do not think Gunna is cute. I'm sorry. Like, maybe he's a really nice person, but he's just not attractive to me. I don't think Lil Baby is cute either, though. Like, a lot of these dudes in the industry, the people be like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, please. If they worked at Jack in the Box, you wouldn't even look twice at them, so stop it. If they had a normal ass job, you would just be like, oh, that's the guy that talks weird, and keep it moving. You wouldn't be competing with each other to be his next baby mama. It's only because they're a rapper and they got money that you even think he's anything. Let's be honest. What did Jay-Z say? There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. So, okay, let's see. He still wants her back. Were they like engaged or like planning on kids? They didn't have kids, right? Because it's like in his head, he really saw himself building a life and a future with her. And even though he wasn't going to stop doing any of the shit he was doing, whether it was the gang shit or cheating or whatever, he expected that she was just going to be okay with it because of who he was and because of the life that they were living because of it. So I do feel like there has been some communication between them since this all has happened, but nothing in the way of like her wanting to get back together with him. It's more just like, you know, when he got his phone time, he called me, I answered. I told him I'm going to pray for him and I'm going to wish him the best in this situation. And if his family needs anything, they can contact me. But I wasn't sitting there telling him I want to be with him. If he said any of that stuff to me, I wasn't responding to it or leading him on. I was just very straightforward of like, I wouldn't want to see anybody in this situation. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. Do you need me to like make any phone calls or do anything for you, like on a friend level, but nothing romantic? So, but he still wants to be with her. She sees him as way too, it's not even like, oh, why would I want to get back together with you when you're probably going to go to jail for the rest of your life even. It's more so her feeling like I can't trust you, and so I have to guard myself and protect myself. Like, I can never go back because you're always gonna just do me wrong. And I know that, you know, it's like, what happens when a guy goes to jail? They want to call you, and when I get out, I'm going to buy you a unicorn on a helicopter. We're going to take the helicopter to Greece and get married and then go live on Mars. You know, they want to promise you the world, and then when they get out, they go right back to the street and doing everything. And it's like, you know, as far as Jerica's concerned, it's like, we've already been through this. I know you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. So, and let's just go ahead and see what Spirit has to say about the trial overall, because I got to start wrapping it up, because like I said, I have to call somebody. Now I kind of want to go back and see what the hell he did put her through, because I was like, I never really paid attention. The one thing though, tell me if this is right, because it might have been somebody else that I'm remembering this from. Was he the one that said that he didn't like having sex with his fiance or something? Hey, Sana, how are you, babe? Was he the one that he said like he was like celibate, or he didn't like having sex, and people were like, you don't want to sleep with your girlfriend? That's weird. And then I remember people being like, but doesn't he have a bunch of kids? Like, and then people were like, is he trying to say he's asexual? And then people were like, well, no, that's because he's gay. So that was him. Because I was like, I couldn't remember if it was him or somebody else, but I do remember people saying something about that, and it just seeming so freaking weird. And especially because, like, you've never really heard a guy say that. Although, honestly, doesn't it seem like since Thug got locked up and now he has to wear suits to court, that they're like, Uzi, you have to start dressing the way that Thug used to and take over for him, since he can't do it right now. So Uzi decided to be Leslie and do his big one up instead. So please tell me what is going to happen, or anything that we should know surrounding this trial of Young Thug versus the state. Thank you. Okay, first thing that Spirit's saying while I am shuffling the cards, we have nowhere near seen the end of any of this, because the feds are watching. The feds already have a case against him, and what Spirit's saying is they're kind of letting the state do the dirty work, in a sense of, here, okay, you know what? Because we already have some evidence too, but you guys had to go get a shit ton of evidence for the state case. So we'll let you keep doing that. We'll let you get more statements, more this, more that, and then either you prosecute him or you turn it over to us. But either way, the feds are going to come after him too. So regardless of whatever happens with the state trial, he is going to end up going through all of this again with the federal government, and we all know you don't win when you have to fight the Fed. So yeah, it definitely does save money and time when you got the lower level people getting everybody together for you. Yeah, make sure you guys like the video, please. And make sure you are subscribed, because we will do another giveaway at the 7,000 subs. And we will do a giveaway at 1,000 subs on my second channel, which is Psychic Bella Love Podcast. So, and we'll go live on that channel soon too, just when I have some extra time. If not next week, then definitely the following week. Just a random middle of the week, let's hang out kind of thing. Oh, they're gonna get him one way or another. I mean, I've always, from the second that they said that he was facing this, like, my gut just kept saying, like, Thug, one way or another, he's gonna get prosecuted for this. They're gonna pin his money. I mean, they're really trying to make him out to be like he's freaking Tony Soprano and like the head of the crime family and the mastermind of everything, from what I have looked into, because I was listening yesterday and today to some of the stuff about it in between calls, trying to figure out what is going on in this situation and what have I missed before we sat down and did this. And they've really like been trying to pin everything on him. It's crazy. I mean, not to say that he hasn't done anything wrong, but I'm just saying, you know, they really are trying to make him the total mastermind of all of this. His outcome card is the Tower card, guys. Again, and see, there's the Queen of Cups that is determined that she is getting her prosecution here, that she is putting him behind bars. She's getting the justice. Again, you know, it's like what I say, they're really trying to make sure that he goes down for everything. There's a lot of money being put into making sure that he pays for this also. Like a lot of government money, a lot of behind the scenes deals being made, because it really is. We have to take them down and we have to take him down. Spirit is saying he might get the conviction at the state and the federal level, because it does feel like, I feel like a lot of people are going to be extremely devastated with the amount of time he's going to end up having to serve. Like the initial sentencing. He's getting life, or he's going to spend 85 years, where it's like, you know, like, okay, so you're basically life. You know, when somebody gets like such a long, harsh sentence. And I do feel, you know, we're going to see a lot of people around him like trying to fight and get like those appeals and convictions overturned, but it's not going to be easy for them to do that, because there's way too much evidence, way too much determination, too many people pointing their finger and saying, yeah, it was him. Because even if it wasn't him that the order came from, you know, when you picked up the phone and got told get in the car and go shoot up so-and-so's house, they're still gonna say Thug is the one that called me and told me to go shoot up the house, because they don't want to go do life in prison, and they know that that's what the prosecutor wants them to say so that they can get their plea deal. So everybody is turning on him and telling on him and snitching on him and putting it on him. His lawyers are letting this look like the biggest clown show in the world, this trial, because Spirit's saying they're really hoping for a mistrial. But again, even if they get a mistrial, they're going to turn right. They'll just let the feds come in and pick the case right up. And it's like, oh, as you're getting checked out of state jail, the feds are waiting in the parking lot to pick you up and take you downtown and fingerprint you for your federal trial. He's fucked. He is fucked. It's crazy. The sad thing is, Spirit said there's a lot of people, they're going to get away with it because they're so determined to pin everything on Thug. Because, listen, Spirit saying, was he involved in a lot of shit? And did he okay a lot of shit? And did he tell people to do stuff? And was he doing a lot of the stuff they were accusing him of? Yes, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, because we got to cover our butts over here. But there was other people that were also at the top telling people what to do. But because all the prosecution cares about is pinning it on him and a few other people, there's other people who are just as, if not more, guilty in this situation that unfortunately are going to walk free because they're so narrow-mindedly focused on him. So, yep, because look, it's like everybody conspiring against him, everybody turning their back on him, and it's just, wow. I honestly thought that maybe Spirit was going to say that the state trial was just going to end up in a mistrial, that they were like, I was like, maybe I was wrong, but no. Yeah, they do love a scapegoat, because again, you know, and I can't talk too much about the R. Kelly situation anyways, but he was not the only person that was doing bad things in that situation, but he's the only one that went down for it. Same thing with Epstein. Same thing with Harvey Weinstein. You know, they had people who were enablers or arrangers of things. Why is Ghislaine the only person in jail? But how do you have the madam in jail and she got prosecuted? Where's all the Johns? Because she was apparently selling these girls to people. Who did she sell them to? And where are the people that they got sold to? Shouldn't they be prosecuted too? They will always pick one person and pin everything on them. And then be like, well, guys, we got justice. We protected America once again. And it's like, we didn't protect anybody if all the rest of the people that were also involved in this are still out free to keep doing it. So, well, that's the thing. That's the thing, is that when somebody was on trial for the first time, cough, cough, R. Kelly, somebody, cough, cough, Jay-Z, did a whole joint album and tour with him. Just like Mr. Dame Dash of, oh my God, he was so horrible to Aaliyah and I knew about it. But you were in the big pimpin' video and a bunch of the other videos smiling. There's all these videos of you being on the R. Kelly and Jay-Z tour with them. So, and that all happened after she passed away. So what was your excuse for that? So, of course, they're always going to pin it all on one person and let them take the fall. So, and you guys, before I go, let me just say, I am actually going to restore that message, because I wanted to talk about this. So, saying that you are sexy in the house, and sexy dancing in the house like Britney Spears, was a really fucking low blow for Carlos to say in that stupid ass song. Anybody that was around in the mid 2000s knows that it was Britney and her mental health were made a humongous joke out of. And people used to say, oh, I'm going to shave my head like Britney Spears, or they're going to have to come and get me in the ambulance like Britney Spears, or I feel like 2007 Britney Spears, making fun of her obvious mental health issues that she was dealing with so publicly at that time. And what happens now? Every time that they post videos of Britney dancing in the house, like on the blogs, everybody sits there and drags her, makes fun of her, says she's crazy, something's wrong with her. So they should not have put that fucking line in that song. There was no reason for them to do that. And if you guys don't remember either, Nicki said, remember after the Free Britney situation happened and the conservatorship allegedly ended, that Nicki said that she had got on the phone with Britney and talked to her. She said it on Queen Radio. And she was like, she's so sweet. I love her so much. I was just like trying to encourage her and tell her I wish her well. That was her way of trying to throw a dig at Nicki too, while throwing Britney under the bus. So again, the real bully is Carlos, and she's a piece of shit. Yep, and she had it on her shirt too. So fuck Carlos for that. And you can go watch my What's Going On with Britney Spears video that I posted on here, as well as the Brittany Murphy video. And if you're in Patreon, you especially know it's not a laughing matter, and Britney's not safe, and it's not funny to make fun of her like that. So, Brittany and Lizzo, we love you. We support you. We pray for your mental health. You both are beautiful queens, regardless of what else the world has to say about you. You're extremely talented women who've always been so loving and supportive of other women, and you only deserve that in your own lives. So, well, that's why I better never ever hear Carlos crying about her mental health, because she doesn't give a shit about anybody else's mental health. And when people are open about going through things, she takes it upon herself to try to start shit with them even more. And so she better never try to use that for her sympathy campaign. And Candace Owens needs to go figure out how to find some love for herself so she can stop being such a fucking bully to Lizzo and every other black person that deserve her hatred and vitriol. Because, you know, we stand by the black community on this channel too. And also, happy Pride, guys. I hope everybody is having an amazing Pride Month started. So if you are celebrating, I hope that you are having a good one. Oh, I forgot about that. Like we care. So anyways, guys, I gotta go. If you want to join us on Patreon, it is patreon.com/psychicbellalove. And you can always book your own reading with me at psychicbellalove.com. And you can use DAD all in caps this month to take 35% off. And happy Pride, my loves. Happy every day to everybody, because at the end of the day, it is our birthright to be happy. It is our birthright to be loved, and God made you as you are because he saw you as perfect. Whether that means that you have stretch marks, you love differently, you got green eyes or brown eyes, God put that on you and made you that way for a reason. And God does not make any mistakes. So you are perfect, and I love you, and I hope you love yourselves as well. So, alrighty, guys, I will see you next week. I hope everybody has a good rest of your weekends.